Hello, everybody, and welcome to our final presentation. And we are happy to guide you now through the CA4's journey. Humans must overcome obstacles to survive species. According to current data, up to $10 billion are estimated as losses due to global fishing disease outbreaks. A fast response in aquaculture management to make more efficient use of our fish resources requires advanced technological and innovative methods. And we are CA4 and want to make EO data comprehensive for end users in aquaculture on both on our webpage and application. We thereby contribute to a more sustainable form of fish production. Using the value creation wheel framework, we selected Scotland as the most attractive entry country. To pursue our entry strategy, we will need an investment of £123,000. So meet here CA4's international team who was using the value creation wheel framework in order to solve the challenge of finding the most attractive geographical entry market to launch its business. CA4's challenge, just as said, throughout the project was to find the most attractive geographical market to launch its services. But who are we actually? CA4 operates in the downstream market and provides an innovative service platform to guide aquaculture farms to make their business decision more sustainable. Our mission is to revolutionize the aquaculture business by offering a monitoring and management system capable of accurate processing multiple data sources information by our self-developed algorithm. In order to achieve this mission, our innovation is based on extensive research, information collection, and data integration across various verticals, using machine learning, AI, and algorithm to offer an adaptive and tailor-made solution to our end users. And in the following, we will go through all stages of the value creation wheel framework and conclude our presentation with a conclusion and future steps to take. The value creation wheel tool is a comprehensive structured framework divided into 5 phases. Value creation wheel is a meta framework, which is a transversal tool and can be applied across various industries and countries. Further, it was developed in order to solve challenges and problems for companies, governments, society, and individuals. So now, come with me and be part of CA4's journey throughout the value creation wheel framework. And let's start with phase 1, discover value. So as you can see here, this is the value creation wheel framework, and we're now in phase 1. In the first phase, it is necessary to define the challenge and collect market and technical know-how. Therefore, throughout internal and external analysis was conducted, which is presented in the following section. But let's start first with Aquaculture Insights, which are showing a growing importance since the industry is expected to grow by 7%. Aquaculture is the controlled cultivation of fish and other aquatic animals, in contrast to commercial fishing, and takes place both inland and in marine areas. It is a key component of both the common fisheries policies and the Blue Growth Agenda to support sustainable growth in the sector. In 2018, aquaculture represented 46% of the fish produced worldwide. Asia dominated global aquaculture in 2018, accounting for 89% of all production. So first China, followed by India, Indonesia, and Vietnam and Bangladesh. According to FAO analysis, given that many wild fisheries are fully fished or overfished, it is unmistakable that aquaculture will play a central role in filling the gap between rising demand for seafood and the quantities fisheries can provide, given the sea's capacity to regenerate. Knowing this, the industry is currently facing many challenges. So some of the challenges are, for example, climate change and loss of diversity. Nevertheless, the most pressing challenges faced by the sector is the current pollution levels and worsening quality of aquaculture production. But also water quality is a key environmental parameter for successful aquaculture operations, especially when talking about the harmful algal blooms and outbreaks of fish diseases that causes financial losses up to $10 billion. But on the other hand, aquaculture also have adverse consequences on the environment, and monitoring environmental health and controlling the impacts of its activity is also essential for both regulators and businesses. So finally, these challenges created a rising demand for technological tools and incorporation of high-end devices to monitor and manage aquaculture. The global farm management software market is estimated to grow from $2.1 billion in 2021 to $4.2 billion by 2026. This data clearly shows a large potential for new entrants such as CA4, especially because the precision aquaculture segment is expected to be the one registered the larger growth within the market. This high growth is attributed to the speed of awareness between farmers about the benefits of precise aquaculture with the use of advanced technologies such as IoT, AR, and farm monitoring devices for real-time farm management. The main opportunities in this market lie in the rapid adoption of smart farming technologies and in the technological advances in precision aquaculture farming, livestock monitoring, and agriculture being the major drivers of growth. The challenges in the market are connected to management of data for productive decision-making through a single platform. Companies are asking for a single management tool that incorporates and processes the data originated from multiple sources, from devices to hand-in inserted data. The Earth observation market is divided in upstream services, manufacture, and downstream that are connected to data management services. CA4 will offer EO downstream services. Also, the EO market is expected to grow from $4.6 billion to $8 billion by 2029. CA4 operates in the downstream industry and within the downstream market growing at a compounded annual growth rate of 7%, driven by information products and big data. Cloud platform holders providing storage, easy access, and cloud processing power and tools for basic image processing are expected to play a major role in the EO data market in the coming decade. But what is the relevance of our solution? Earth observation data can increase accuracy of detecting trends and that affect aquaculture production and productivity. But there are still gaps in data collection of water quality, climate, and biodiversity risk data. Therefore, user-friendly digital solutions can offer accurate real-time data and interpret this. So how can all of this actually look like in a real user scenario? In order to improve aquaculture management and monitoring, CA4 enables its clients to understand and use a vast amount of gathered data by EO services. As you can see here in the slide, data by satellites will be monitored and clusters by algorithms. And finally, after the data is processed, it can be shown to our customers on our platform. We can also ensure to save these data very securely by putting it on a cloud and, if wanted, on a cryptographically closed blockchain. As you have to get as much market knowledge as possible in phase 1, it was also necessary to look at complements to the Earth observation user scenario. Complement solution for satellites could be, for example, drone images in the future. CA4 also aims to support the achievement of at least 3 out of 5 SDGs within its reach. contributing directly to SDG 2, 6, 12, and 14. Monitoring aquaculture is expected to reduce industrial pollution and consequently tackle SDG 6 and 14. By improving the efficiency of aquaculture production and establishing more sustainable fish farming sites, more food will be available, allowing CA4 to work towards SDG 2 and 12. Additionally, CA4 will contribute to SDG 8, decent work and economic growth effects, focusing on sustainable economic growth and job creation through socio-economic development. Furthermore, CA4 would like to promote sustainable and inclusive industrialization of aquaculture, aiming to contribute to SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Also, SDG 14 is of great importance since it focuses on ocean's temperature, and CA4 aims to be the market leader in the EO market with its technology, allowing to promote life below water since sea levels, temperatures, and surfaces of oceans can be monitored. Now, external analyses are going to follow after all these internal analyses we just went through. Let's start with the pestle analysis. The value creation wheel team applied the pestle framework to understand the aquaculture environment better. Technologically, CA4 should consider a country's access to the newest technologies to track aquaculture stocks. CA4 has to consider data regulations for its business model. Further, within the aquaculture environment, specific food safety standards defined by associations such as the FDI must comply. And lastly, environmental factors are of great importance since disease is recognized as a factor to limit production. Especially in aquaculture, fish diseases are more frequent since its sites are reared closely at high densities, enabling pathogens to spread quickly and easily. Further, due to climate change, changes in oceans productivity and circulation, diseases can increase. After analyzing how to benefit from EO solutions, we had to look at competitors in the market. CA4 identified 9 competitors by a 3-step process. Those competitors focus on monitoring aquaculture by EO data and drone images. In the next step, CA4 deeply analyzed all of these 9 competitors more in detail. As you can see here in that slide, it seems like that the Earth Observation System company is the most threatening competitor. However, there's still, on the other hand, more competitors CA4 might have to deal with in the future. Thus, CA4 identified 4 aquaculture software companies all over the world who focus on tracking precisely farming, livestock, aquaculture itself, and manage this data on cloud solutions in the end. Lastly, CA4 identified technology push companies, which are in the downstream service, and market pull companies, which are rather big companies that exploit their own satellites to work in different industry. Before jumping into phase 2, CA4 has to apply the Porter's 5 forces, which provides a great overview of external factors. So the value creation wheel team considers that the intensity of rivalry is high due to already existing global and local players. Within the EO market, the threat of new entrants is considered also as high since the demand for EO solution is increasing across various industries, and so do private and public investments. The buyer bargaining power is considered as medium since it highly depends on user scenarios and its application area. And also, the supplier bargaining power is regarded at a high level since many players started implementing a vertical integration strategy. And due to already existing complements to satellites, threats of substitutes are evaluated medium in the Earth observation market. Lastly, the value creation wheel team focused on KPIs such as the SMART KPIs, specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic and time-framed, but also evaluated a great amount of concrete KPIs for the project, team, and company, and formulated also initial objectives. Our objectives, closely to KPIs, were finding investors, finding clients, and an entry market, and generating profit. So now my colleague Amit will take over and guide you through phase 2.
Thank you, Christina. I will be taking over from phase 2. So we identified a potential entry market by starting off with all the 193 UN countries, and 64 filters were collected during the brainstorming phase and clustered into 5 categories as shown. Moving on to phase 3, 60 of the filters were validated by the key decision makers. We used the poker method for validation. In our first step, our two KDMs decided individually on the classification of the filters: kill, review, multiply, or keep. Then we applied the poker a second time to agree together on the classification of the filters and accumulate opinions. The final decision to kill or keep the filters was democratically made based on the SMART objectives. Finally, 21 filters were validated and ranked. As our service is targeting aquaculture, it is fundamental to target those countries that already possess enough aquaculture production. That's why CA4 ranked the volume of aquaculture first. Further, we have a filter on the EEZ of a country, which is basically the exclusive economic zone, or a marine area in which a country has special rights regarding exploration and use of marine resources. Their role resembles the one of land resources for farming. Therefore, they play a crucial part in aquaculture. Let's now capture value and see what we did in phase 4A. While focusing on the practical implementation of the VCF, the team provided a deep explanation of each filter's core data and the reason behind the selection of thresholds. The VCF results from applying the rank filters to existing solutions, identify one solution with the highest potential. Once the core data of each filter is collected and its threshold is assessed, the fundamentals for applying the VCF are built. Then the validated filters are laid over possible solutions, that is countries, and by applying the third highest ranked global filters, 17 possible solutions are presented. On applying 8 more filters, the VCF indicated United Kingdom as the target country. Once the team carried out market research about the opportunities in the UK, it became apparent that due to the UK's dimension, an additional local VCF had to be done. UK is made up of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, out of which Scotland owns 61% of the total aquaculture economic output. Therefore, the team decided to focus on Scotland and apply the local VCF over there. The funnel comprises of 3 filters: the number of sites, amount of active sites, and amount of companies laid over 9 solutions, that is the regions in Scotland. This VCF revealed that Highlands as the region where CA4 should launch its service. My colleague Gabriel will be taking over from phase 4B. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed. So once we acknowledge which is our entry market, it is time to enter in phase 4B, where we dig deeper into the UK market. It presents a high number of aquaculture companies, marine protected areas, and exclusive economic zones, which are 3 most important features for a flourishing aquaculture industry. Then risk, infrastructural, and environmental factors are highly favorable due to the high cost length, network coverage, and political stability. All of these, combined with a positive SDG ranking and an economic solid scenario, confirm that the value creation funnel worked properly, as the UK presents all the features that we wished for our entry market. In particular, Scotland is the country where most of the UK aquaculture production is located. Therefore, we decided to focus on it and to find a narrower entry market. It is the 3rd world largest producer of farmed salmon and relies on 40 aquaculture businesses, of which 33 are located in the islands. Moreover, the Scottish aquaculture industry is expected to double its revenues achieved in 2016 within 2030, so it can easily be defined as a growing market. To support this statement, we can sum up just some of the main strengths of the Scottish market. Aquaculture farms are equipped with underwater cameras, which allows to better control and monitor the feeding system based on the salmon's behavior. Then there is a high attention to health management and constant investment in genetics and breeding technologies. Moreover, the Scottish market presents a lot of opportunities. Since there is an industry focus on meeting environmental standards, the demand is projected to increase in the future, and in particular, the demand of salmon is skyrocketing in recent years. And finally, there is an increasing focus on fish's health, which will find in our service a perfect match to make further research towards this issue. To proceed with an in-depth analysis of the Scottish market, our team applied the STP process to better shape the final prototype of CA4, and in particular, the segmentation has been consumer needs driven. Segmentation results showed that in Scotland there are 4 main segments: public entities, which play a fundamental role in regulatory governance and legislation; private-owned companies, which are the major players in the industry; aquaculture associations that coordinate and boost the image of aquaculture, Scottish aquaculture; and then the other institutions, such as non-profit ones, which have a large influence on research. And in particular, during this process, CA4 analyzed both principal Scottish aquaculture businesses and public entities. To do so, we made a further value creation funnel with 3 local filters in the island region, coming up with 7 target companies and 7 public entities to take into consideration as the final clients. Then from research, we assessed the main shared characteristics of such companies, which are the fact that of operating on multiple sites, predisposition to reduce their environmental footprint with new technologies, and collaboration with institutions. Then about public entities, those can benefit from our service for research purpose by using data collection tools. The Scottish aquaculture companies produced 153,000 kilos in 2018, and 70% of this production is held by Mowi, the Scottish Salmon Company, and Scottish Sea Farms. And if we have a deeper look into the main features of private companies, we can see that out of the 7 major players, just 3 of them present a Scottish ownership, namely the Scottish Salmon Company, Loch Duart, and Western Ross Salmon, while the others are either Canadian or Norwegian. And having a look at other features of such companies, we can see that in the island region, most of them operate on the west coast, as most of the aquaculture sites are located there due to the most favorable characteristics of seawater, currents, and climate. As mentioned before, public entities represent a fit target for CA4, since their orientation to research and monitoring is prominent in the Scottish aquaculture business. And CA4 value proposition can successfully match their needs by offering data collection. Therefore, the positioning statement of CA4 has large end users company and public entities as its target, offering a software-based platform that processes Earth observation data and applies it to aquaculture management. This translates into offering the most comprehensive, reliable, and immediate monitoring system based on a sophisticated algorithm. Then CA4 bases all its proposition to AI and algorithm to improve process optimization and operative efficiency. All this work helped us in the definition of the CA4 prototype, which started from a scratch on a paper while we were brainstorming and has been finalized thanks to the precious help of external stakeholders whose ideas have been collected via interviews. Most of them have influenced the final prototype by either presenting new ideas to CA4 team members or by giving us more certainty over ideas that we were still evaluating at that time. This exercise has been useful to underline initial problematics and intervene in time to avoid structural mistakes. Finally, we succeeded in drawing the final prototype. Added to the specific underline in the positioning statement, further details on practical implication of the service offered. It offers a web-based service via platform, including customizable statistics and data detected by satellites imageries and in situ sensors. And the main advantage of the platform is that it relies on algorithms that automatically compute data, and gives out easy to understand insights in real time. So the platform also has a chat box where users can communicate in real time through instant messaging to share their ideas and networking. The CA4 platform is available both on its mobile version by app and web page via browser. All the main features presented on the prototype are present on both versions of the platform, giving users the possibility to use it wherever they are as long as they have an internet connection. Here there is a small hint of what the app offers: capture feeding, mortality and water quality, then maps creation and easy to access. Our marketing mix is designed to appeal and read existing needs of aquaculture companies, in particular monitoring management, and the analysis and planning of our sales marketing mix helped us in the programming of our positioning. And CA4 will introduce its product to the market through a 360 marketing approach, using specifically direct-to-consumer sales in aquaculture events and directly approaching aquaculture association and consulting companies. In particular, the consumer journey that we planned strongly relies on the user-friendliness joined with reliability and usefulness of the service offered to push companies into subscribe to our service and be able to use it within a short time. First, we directly aim at customers' need by triggering their needs of monitoring aquaculture. Then, when they are considering different companies to rely on for this task, they can find in our offer an accurate and easy use to processing information tool, the one to choose. Final steps of purchasing the service and activate their account are very quick, to shorten as much as possible the time between purchase, the decision, and effective use of the platform. All this work brought us to phase 5, where we focused on how to actually capture value of our project. And now I leave my word to my colleague, Raquel.
Hello everyone. First of all, thank you to my amazing team members for presenting the previous phases, and then all this work brought us to phase 5, where we focus on how to capture the value of our project. First, the team members addressed the 3Ms method, the main resources that are required to implement a go-to-market strategy, which are manpower, minute, and money. Let's dive into each dimension in order to better understand the required resources. So, starting with the manpower needed, our team has already some skills in which CA4 can count on. First, our key decision maker, Christina, has extensive IT knowledge, namely in information products and advanced technologies such as IoT, AI, and blockchain, which will be extremely useful for the development of our prototype. Secondly, Raquel, that I'm also a key decision maker, I have experience in consulting projects related to performance improvement, which can be evaluated when establishing the processes and the methodologies for our company. Moreover, I have some previous experience in working with process mining, namely with the Celonis software, which is also a valuable skill in our team. Finally, Gabriel and Ahmed complete our team with their financial and business development skills. Meanwhile, having a look at the manpower needed out of the skills already employed by CA4 team members, we detected two main skills missing that are fundamental for the implementation of our project: data engineering and platform development and maintenance. Respectively, the first one is important to implement the algorithm that runs the platform, while the second one to correct the functioning of it. Consequently, CA4 will have to hire these two professionals to join the founder team in the project development. So, on the timing side, CA4 is expected to start effectively in June and the final product to be officially released by 2022. You can see the workload we expect to have in each month, knowing that the higher the bar of the respective month, the higher the work we have planned for that period. We have split our timeline into 4 main steps. First, we started the planning of our startup in February with the start of the course. These include the definition of the scope of the project, the time needed for each phase of the VCW, who is involved, and when, market research, product ideation, customer segmentation, and financial projection. Next, we jump on the development phase, which is still ongoing, that includes the development of the prototype. Namely the use, the user scenario with technical features, development of application and platform, the testing and improvement, and really important, the feedback from users. Meanwhile, we already started with the hiring process, looking for people to join our team, and in the remaining months, starting in October, we plan to be already implementing our project. Well, after sharing our time planning, we should also understand the monetary resources that our project will require. To launch our project, we will need a sum of £123. These costs consist of platform and app development, which include dimensions such as the design, the customer development, the configuration, and the maintenance. The marketing and sales costs for our planned promotion initiative that Gabrielle has previously developed when speaking about our marketing mix approach. Then, for the calculation of these marketing costs, we assume that we'll end up with 9 customers in the first year, and that each one would have a customer acquisition cost of £500 more or less, and this value was benchmarked. Finally, we also need to have into account the cost of the external salaries that we will have to hire. So these costs will be funded mainly by a bank loan that we will obtain with the Scottish Investment Bank. Moreover, we expect to be able to rely on funds from different institutions, namely from the Scottish Aquaculture Innovation Centre, which attributes to any company that wants to pursue projects and is active within Scottish aquaculture large funds, and that we are also targeting as a possible client. We also plan to get the money from EU aquaculture funds, for instance. Finally, we are also counting on investments from accelerator programs such as Copernicus Incubation Program. Now, in this sequence, we also have developed a pricing plan. The service will be offered in 3 different packages. The basic monthly subscription of £130 per month will include all the basic features included in the relative annual subscription of £1,495, namely CA for basics, Insights Custom Report Builder, integration of up to 5 sources and EO data, and basic scheduling features. Then, the Plus subscription comes at a higher price per year and includes deeper insights and multiple tools extremely useful to fully exploit the CA4 service benefits like customized features, Power BI integration, precision analysis, and personalized recommendations, advanced scheduling, full data integration, and offline mode. An adoption fee is charged in the beginning, covering the setting up costs and all integration and features adaptation. The monthly plan adoption fee was set a little bit higher, given the client can recharge our services at any moment, and initial adoption costs would not be paid. Moreover, in every subscription plan, the customer gets access to a web app with multiple functionalities, and also the customer data is safe with us. The customer owns the data on the platform, and we do not sell it to anyone. The customer can elect to give it to others to assess and revoke these assets at any time. We also make regular product updates. We are constantly improving our solutions, and our in-house development team delivers new product updates almost daily to give customers the maximum performance. Finally, we believe that stability is key, and therefore, having access to a software management platform with 99% uptime means that our clients are partnering with the most reliable providers in the industry. Well, summing up everything we have been discussing in the business model canvas, we plan to have different types of key partners, namely information providers such as research centers and universities, as well as general partners like consulting companies, drones and sensor suppliers, aquaculture associations, and the Scottish Aquaculture Leadership Group that we have already mentioned previously. Regarding our key activities, we will supply a complete aquaculture software management, which includes EO data as well as data from any other technological source that the company may have. As our main key resources, I would highlight our self-developed algorithm and, of course, our amazing VWC team. Regarding our value proposition, we aim to offer the most comprehensive, reliable, immediate, and sophisticated monitoring and management system capable of accurately processing multiple data source information by our self-developed algorithm. Our innovation is based on extensive research, information collection, and data integration across different verticals, using machine learning, AI, and algorithms to offer an adaptive and tailor-made solution to our end users. In terms of customer relationship, channels, and segments, we have already detailed this, but just to sum it up, we want to have a customer-centric approach with the use of direct sales and a direct line of communication. Our main segments are companies and public entities in Scotland. Regarding our cost structure, the bigger slice is allocated to wage and then to web and platform development. In terms of revenue streams, we will be growing a lot for the next 5 years with a compound annual growth rate of 27%. Finally, arriving at conclusions, the CA4 team draws a future roadmap divided into 6 steps: acquisition of 9 customers, achieving KPIs that are still missed, build long-lasting partnerships with consultancies, invest in employee training and workshops, make further investments in R&D, and finally expand the CA4 service to different countries. Having a closer look at future KPIs, we plan to attain a potential global market share of 0.15%, given that we have a product that is scalable and able to be applied globally. In the first year, our target in Scotland is to have a market share of 11% and be able to close at least 2 partnerships with aquaculture associations and 1 with a consulting firm. We are specifically making efforts to close a partnership with Northern Light, which is an aquaculture specialized consulting company. Furthermore, we expect to retain at least 9 customers in the first year, and we plan a growth of 40% for the next 4 years. Well, to sum up the team performance, we are proud to say that we achieved all the project-related KPIs. Those who are company-related have not been achieved yet, but are included in our future roadmap, and our future efforts are pointed in their direction. Regarding the team-related KPIs, the team has complied with weekly delivers, while lacked good team dynamics, primarily due to social distancing, online meetings, and also different involvements with the project. Finally, in terms of company-related KPIs, I would just like to add that the team found a target market and is proud to assess that its business is aligned with aquaculture-related SDGs. The remaining KPIs are long-term, as I mentioned before, and some require initial investments, for instance, creating brand awareness. CA4 looks forward to being able to create brand awareness, increase online presence, expand to new markets, measure customer satisfaction, and generate revenues, of course, making the project profitable. Almost concluding our amazing presentation, we would like to share with you some of the major lessons learned with this project. This project helped us to learn a lot of practical implications of business development and gave us more awareness towards the importance of using continuous feedback that can arrive from external stakeholders. Personally, we all agree that our teamwork abilities improve consistently and problem-solving skills too. Finally, in conclusion, we can all affirm to be happy for having the opportunity of implementing the Value Creation Hill framework, and we are convinced that it will be very useful in our future careers. Thank you very much for your attention in the name of the whole team. We hope you have enjoyed the developments of our startup as much as we have when developing it. Thank you.